बहुत सारे बच्चे स्ट्रगल करते हैं इस बात को जानने में और समझने में कि सर क्या सब हेडिंग्स और हेडिंग्स रेलेवेंट हैं जब एसे लिखते हैं। तो ये डाउट को, ये डिलेमा को, इस क्वेश्चन को रिजॉल्व करेंगे इस वीडियो में। अंत तक बने रहें एंड आई विल क्लियर योर डाउट इन टर्म्स ऑफ राइटिंग और नॉट राइटिंग सब हेडिंग्स or headings while you're preparing and while you're writing your essay for UPSC. So see, headings and subheadings can make your life easier. It can serve you as an important tool कि आप एक तो अपनी क्लैरिटी को enhance कर सकते हैं और उस क्लैरिटी के साथ अपने essay को लिख सकते हैं। अगर आप स्ट्रगल करते हैं कोहेरेंस बनाने में, अगर आप स्ट्रगल करते हैं ट्रांजिशन करने में from one paragraph to the other, then this also helps you to give structure and readability. Now UPSC एक्सप्लिसिटली ये कहता है कि आपका एसे एक कंटिन्यूस फ्लो में लिखा होना चाहिए। नाउ अब हेडिंग सब हेडिंग्स लिखनी है नहीं लिखनी है यूपीएससी नहीं कहता, ये अब आपकी मर्जी है, बट आप सटल तरीके से यू कैन यूज दीज थिंग्स इन अ वेरी सटल वे सो एज यू कैन ऑर्गेनाइज योर आइडियाज विदाउट मेकिंग योर एसे लुक लाइक अ जनरल स्टडीज आंसर, बिकॉज मेनी पीपल आर not able to really differentiate their essay paper from a general studies answer. Now, number one, using headings and subheadings can improve your structure and coherence without a doubt. So this will help you to break your essay into logical sections and therefore you will be able to maintain the flow of your arguments. Heading will make your job easier. Heading will make your job easier and also the job easier for the examiner so that he or she, whosoever the examiner is, can understand your thought process, can understand that how different dimensions and how different perspectives of your topic are interrelated. ठीक है? Number 2 is your enhancing readability. Now visually एक well organized, एक well structured essay that is less difficult to read and therefore this will leave a better imprint or a positive impression in the mind of the examiner. So subheadings, they act as signposts. So thereby the subheadings, they will help to navigate the examiner. They will help to navigate the examiner throughout your essay. So these subheadings are like the GPS of the examiner. All right, just to make you more relatable, it's like the GPS of the examiner. Then highlighting key points. So you know using these headings and subheadings will also allow you to emphasize more on the areas of discussion. So एक systematic approach के साथ हम complicated topics को approach कर रहे हैं, reach कर रहे हैं. So therefore it would help us to declutter the complicated aspects of your essay, of your content. And also using smart subheadings will also demonstrate your analytical ability, because you will be able to dive your topic into multiple dimensions, into multiple perspectives. Please do not write subheadings which are like कि political dimension ये है, historical dimension ये है. This looks very kiddish and this looks very stupid. So please do not give these generic subheadings. Historical dimension, political dimension, economical dimension. No. Use nuanced subheading. And of course, saving time for the examiner. That is the biggest asset. That is the biggest gift to the examiner you're giving. Because clearly demarcating sections, this will allow the examiner to quickly locate and assess specific parts of your essay which will work in your favor during the time he or she is evaluating. And be subtle. Please avoid using any technical or very rigid headings. For example, instead of introduction, write the journey towards true equality depending upon the topic. For example, you're writing something on gender empowerment, gender equality, or writing something against racial discrimination. Then write, instead of writing introduction, you can write the journey towards true equality. Okay, so use thematic lines. And then obviously these headings will ensure that your essay has flow, has that coherence, has that transition, which many of you are struggling with. I know for that. I know for a matter of fact, many of you are struggling with maintaining that transition from one paragraph to the other. So for the major length of the video, I am speaking in English because many of the students, they end up writing in the comment section, sir, you're an essay teacher. Why don't you use English? Why do you narrate us in Hindi? सो आई विल ट्राई टू कीप मिक्स. अगर आपको लगता है कि पूरी इंग्लिश ना यूज करूं तो भी बता दीजिए, बट आई विल ट्राई टू कीप अ मिक्स ऑफ इंग्लिश एंड हिंदी बोथ. Now, when we talk about using the subheadings, you also need to keep in mind that not that you need to use 15-20 subheadings. You can ideally keep 3 to 5 or 6 at the max important headings. That will work very well. Now, let me demonstrate you the example of using headings and subheadings in an essay. And the topic which I've taken is a PYQ topic. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. I'm not going to discuss the model essay with you. I am just trying to discuss with you how to use headings and subheadings. Now, for example, introduction mein, you can give the introduction, the paradox of happiness. That everybody, all of us, we are universally in this pursuit of happiness. But what is happiness to you might not be happiness to me. And happiness is not a destination, but a journey. It is not that by attaining certain materialistic things or by becoming certain things or by becoming a certain professional or by doing or by like completing a task, then you will become happy. It's about being happy even if you're facing obstacles, even if you're facing difficulties and turbulence in your pursuit. And then you can write the, of course, after that you can give the subheading understanding the essence of the quote, जहाँ पे आप इस कोट का फिलोसॉफिकल पर्सपेक्टिव, जैसे कि विजडम ऑफ लिविंग इन द प्रेजेंट मोमेंट, बुद्धिस्ट पर्सपेक्टिव, जो हमको टीचिंग्स मिलती हैं गौतम बुद्धा से इन टर्म्स ऑफ हैप्पीनेस, एंड देन हैप्पीनेस एज अ माइंडसेट. तो ये चीजें आप देन अगले पैराग्राफ में लिख सकते हैं. दैट लुक, इट्स अबाउट क्रिएटिंग दैट लाइफस्टाइल, इट्स अबाउट बीइंग इन दैट लाइफस्टाइल जहां पे हैप्पीनेस is not about having choices. Happiness is something which is there with you forever. It is not your choice. It is not a choice to be happy or unhappy. It is a way of life. It is a way of life. Then materialism and consumerism. So the illusion of happiness through possession. So would you be happy only by acquiring materialistic things? Would you be happy only by consuming better brands? Would you be happy by only having big luxury fancy cars with you? So therefore, we have to understand and break this dichotomy of happiness, that happiness is not derived from materialism or consumerism. And therefore, external goals, chasing external goals. So how are societal norms conditioning you and me and every one of us to seek happiness in future achievements? That you will be happy if you have a 10 crore car outside your house. You will be happy if you have a 50 crore house. You are not happy because your neighbor or your colleague or your competitor is earning more than you, probably has a better lifestyle than you, etc., etc. So all the time we are being unhappy because the society is conditioning us to have that fear of missing out, and therefore that is making us seek happiness in some distant achievement, in some achievements which we will perhaps make or not make in the distant future. And then comparison and competition. So the impact of social comparisons on contentment. So this is something which you can mention by giving the subheading flawed pursuit of happiness. Then happiness as the path, new paradigm. So this is the subheading. These are the type of subheading which you have to give. So यहाँ पे आप लिखेंगे the role of gratitude, that it is about finding joy in small everyday moments, finding joy in small activities, being thankful, for waking up, being thankful for sleeping, being thankful for eating food, being thankful for having clothes on your body, which probably other people don't have this luxury. Many people, in fact, might not be having the luxury of these small things which often go unnoticed and unacknowledged. And then mindfulness and awareness. Practicing presence as the foundation of happiness, being present in the moment. And also you derive a lot of happiness by showing service, by doing service to others, by helping others grow, by helping others become happy. Also you become very happy. And then happiness in action. So this is again a new subheading जहां पे आप historical examples दे सकते हैं, महात्मा गांधी की philosophy दे सकते हैं, about him finding joy in service and simplicity, about Nelson Mandela's resilience and optimism during imprisonment. तो ये examples आप दे सकते हैं. Contemporary examples में आप minimalistic lifestyle की बात कर सकते हैं, that minimalism as a lifestyle, not chasing fancy things, being very simple, having minimum things with which you can do your sustenance, that as a form of lifestyle also gives you happiness, although you might be having lesser number of commodities, lesser number of brands, but that is also giving you happiness at the end of the day. And then positive psychology movements, which is also emphasizing upon your mental well-being and holistic well-being. And then you can give the heading, challenges to embracing happiness is the path. So again, my point of discussion, my agenda of bringing this video is not to discuss the essay today. My agenda of the video is to discuss how and why and when you should give the subheadings in the essay. Now, challenges to embracing happiness as the path. What does the quotation say? That the quotation says that the path, the happiness is the path. Let me just reframe the topic. Yeah, there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. So this is the topic. So what are the challenges in terms of embracing? What are the challenges in terms of embracing this happiness as the path? So again, societal pressure aa jata hai, the constant push toward like quantifying success, towards the society deciding what success should be, that at the age of 25 आपके पास ये हो, at the age of 30 आपके पास ये होना चाहिए, आपके 2 बच्चे होने चाहिए, आप married होने चाहिए, आपके पास इतना bank balance होना चाहिए. Then mental health concerns, you cannot ignore the fact that we are also living in stressful times. There's a lot of anxiety and depression all around. So how to really cultivate happiness amidst all this stress and gloomy atmosphere and digital distractions? Now, how do you overcome the pitfalls of social media and instant gratification? Because we need instant gratification. We need happiness right now. We need to be happy in 2 minutes. Your mood is not good. Oh, let me go and splurge my money on shopping and I will be fine. And you will have this discussion with your friends that I was feeling very depressed and very sad. I went for shopping. I spent 10,000, 15,000 rupees. But again, after 2 or 3 days, even if you end up spending 10, 15,000 rupees on shopping, or let's say 50,000 on a vacation, even then if you're coming back as miserable, then that means your path of deriving happiness from something external is wrong. And then in the end, you write about happiness as a way of life, as a part of your lifestyle, जहां पे आप एक ग्रोथ माइंडसेट को फॉस्टर कर रहे हैं, कल्टिवेट कर रहे हैं, जहां पे आप चैलेंजेस और सेटबैक्स आने के बावजूद भी खुश हैं, और जहां पे आप एम्बिशन को, अपने एस्पिरेशंस को कंटेंटमेंट के साथ बैलेंस कर रहे हैं. सो दैट इज द मिडिल पाथ. We are not asking you to not be ambitious. We are not asking you to not to be having aspirations. But however, you need to be very contented as well with every stage as you go. And then towards the end, you can also mention as a subheading that happiness in public policy and leadership. Jahan pe you can talk about gross national happiness. Bhutan is the leading example for that. Workplace happiness. These days, we have a lot of talks about work-life balance. We have a lot of talk about that how many hours in a week we should work. And so creating that environment even at your workplace, even though if you're required to work for let's say 70 or 60 hours in a week. So how can you maintain that environment at your workplace whereby you're happy, you're fulfilling your commitments, and you're also being more productive? And then happiness and global development, that why well-being metrics matter more than the GDP. So friends, ऐसे मजेदार टॉपिक्स हम ऐसे के बहुत डिटेल में डिस्कस करते हैं हमारे ऐसे फाउंडेशन कोर्स में. बाय फार द बेस्ट एंड अ वेरी जेन्युइन प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन्ड पर्टिकुलरली बाय मी, एक्सक्लूसिवली बाय मी. सो फ्रेंड्स, अगर आप अभी भी अपने एसए प्रिपरेशन में स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं, प्लीज इस कोर्स में जुड़ें. इस कोर्स की वैलिडिटी सितंबर 2025 तक है. इस कोर्स की प्राइस है 7,000 रुपीज. तो अगर आप इसकी प्राइस पर मंथ लगा के देखते हैं टिल द मंथ ऑफ सितंबर एंड, इसकी प्राइस महज 700-750 रुपए पर मंथ की होगी. इससे ज्यादा पैसा तो आप खर्च कर ही देते हैं जब आप कहीं बाहर घूमने जाते हैं या मॉल में खाने पीने जाते हैं. सो इन्वेस्ट इन द राइट प्रोडक्ट. प्लीज डू इन्वेस्ट इन दिस प्रोडक्ट अगर आपको ठीक लग रहा है, क्योंकि हमारी डिटेल्ड प्लेलिस्ट है एसए राइटिंग की जो हमने यूट्यूब पे बनाई है. दैट इज एन ईयर लॉन्ग प्लेलिस्ट, वो चलती आ रही है. बहुत सारे मजेदार लेक्चर्स हैं इसमें, बहुत सारा मजेदार कंटेंट है इसमें. 50 वीडियो लेक्चर्स ऑफ एसे राइटिंग अलॉन्ग विद द पीडीएफ मिलेगा. यूपीएससी पीवाईक्यू एनालिसिस मिलेगा 2019 से 2024 तक का, एंड लाइव जूम सेशंस एंड मेंटरशिप कॉल्स भी मेरे साथ रहेंगी. सो अगर इस कोर्स में जुड़ना चाहते हैं, इच्छुक हैं, तो ये इसके फीचर्स आपके सामने हैं. आई विल सी यू वेरी सून ऑन यूट्यूब. मुलाकात होती रहेगी. थैंक यू सो मच. टेक केयर.